Hello, this is the tradesight U.S. stock and futures market preview for the week beginning Monday, the 24th of February, ending Friday, the 28th. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 11. Here's a look at the S&P daily chart. Not much this week. We'll show you what the intraday ranges look like, but here's the 9-bar setup. We've now 9 bars up. Last time we got a 9-bar setup, it topped us out for a bit. And we're right at that same level with a new 9-bar setup. It was a pretty dull week. We had a Monday holiday, and so it was a 4-day week. Volume dropped off quite a bit from what we've been seeing, and we had options expiration, which gave us a nice options unraveling move, a good move in the first hour Wednesday where we made some money, and a nice options unraveling move to the downside. But then Thursday and Friday were basically just sitting for that expiration. That's not uncommon. Here's the NDX, NASDAQ 100. Swept new highs and came back in here for Friday's expiration. NASDAQ volume, even with all the expiration volume, was only 1.9 billion shares on Friday, 1.6 and 1.7 the rest of the days during the week. Here's the SOX, swept the highs as well. Also 9 bars up, as I pointed out yesterday. And here's the biotechs, 9 bars up. That's why we keep getting that sound as I do this, the alert going off for the 9 bars up. This one actually goes strong on Friday despite the market. Let's look at some of our key stocks that we like to follow. Here's a look at Apple, down for the week after a 9-bar setup. Google. Boy, look at all these 9-bar setups. Every time you hear that sound with me pulling up a chart, that is a new alert for a new 9-bar setup phase complete. Google has one as well. Take a look at Amazon. Not so much there. Didn't do much this week at all. Let's take a look at Netflix. Another flat week for Netflix. Remember, this was really a poor week except for we got some stuff done Tuesday and then really a super nice day on Wednesday. But Thursday and Friday, just not that interesting. Tesla gapped up here during the week on earnings. All right. Let's take a look at the futures from this week. This is 10-minute bars. Now, keep in mind that we did have a holiday. So, technically, this view here shows you last Friday's close just barely. They have some prints that go off on the bank holiday for about an hour on Monday. That doesn't really count, as you can see. There's no volume. So we opened Tuesday with a small gap up, dropped to fill it, and came right back up, and then dead flat for that whole, look at that, 4-point range the whole last 5 hours a day. Wednesday was the gap down and the run up, and we made some good money there. And then from the 1 hour mark, where we always look for the options expiration, or I'm sorry, options unraveling move, started right here and headed all the way down. Once you get that direction going after the first hour on the Wednesday of options expiration week, you can usually say that's an options unraveling move. Volume held up, and you can see in the end that direction carries all the way into the close. Thursday, small gap up, filled it quickly, turned around and went back up. Friday, small gap up, dead flat range in the morning, reached down just to fill the gap and then bounced, and then we were into the last half hour where we sold off just a bit. So, very unexciting action for the week. I would have to say 2014 so far has started off a much better year from a trading perspective, and volume has been up. But here we had volume down and a lack of action. So this is probably the least interesting day, least interesting week of the year. I'm going to bring this daily chart back over just to show you NASDAQ volume. You'll notice how high it's been since January started, and then look how low the last few days were. This one spike to 1.9 change billion shares. Remember, that's options expiration where there's a lot of useless volume. So the rest of the week was pretty flat. So that's what we've got to work with from that perspective. Let's take a look now at the economic data coming out this week, see if there's anything to focus on, as we always like to pick something to focus on. So there's no data at all on Monday. Tuesday, you got the Case-Shiller 20-City Index, the FHFA Housing Price Index, neither of which are important, and the Consumer Confidence Number, which can move the market 30 minutes in. Wednesday, MBA Mortgage Index, new home sales, crude oil inventories, nothing major. Thursday, the weekly initial jobless claims and continuing claims data, durable orders, and then natty gas. Friday, the second look, not the first look, so it's not that important. The second look at GDP from the fourth quarter, Chicago PMI, Michigan sentiment, pending home sales. If there's a focal point for this week, I would say that it is the fact that the last day of the month, a lot of times we get a lot of sort of window dressing. They try to get the prices where they want them for the end of month statements. They get them there a day or two in advance, and the market slows down. When the end of month comes on a Friday, and this is February, so we only have 28 days. Friday is the 28th. It's really usually a very, very dull day, kind of like an options expiration. They take off early because they've already done their work. So I would expect Friday to be very dull. Monday, start of a new option cycle, might be a little light. But hopefully Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday give us some great opportunities, and we will be calling it in the trading lab as usual. Hope to see you there. Hope to make you some money. Have a great week. Have a great weekend.